Okay.
But food that are you think that you are eating that does not.
Okay.
But food that are you think that you are eating that does not have any nutrients in them, they are dead to the body. Yes.
So that means our plantain chips, our pekere. Pekere. our our potato chips that have been dried, gone potato chips that have been dried, gone through a lot of process. As the nutrients, it's just the nutrients ìpékeré like this. Nutrients, it's just the nutrients ìpékeré like this.
Maybe 1%.
So it's
1%.
so it's
And it's like a filler, it will just full your stomach. So you think that it will just full your stomach. So you think that you are benefit, I'm okay. You are benefit, I'm okay. You think that I'm good to go. Whereas you just feel like just to. So but the nutrients are lost. It's just providing just like a filler. It's basically.
Wow. To add to what she said, I'm going to give you a very apt definition, and it says that live foods are foods like that have all of their vitamins, their probiotics, the enzymes that the body requires for the different functions are all complete. They've not yet been lost. Now, while dead foods are foods that the live enzymes, the vitamins, the antioxidants, the minerals have been destroyed through the phases of of processing, cooking, which could be boiling, and any in all of the means by which because in food, heat usually is supposed to help. Some of the food that we eat, it's not advisable that we eat them raw, but it's also not advisable that you eat them when all the live enzymes are gone. So because these live enzymes are the things that the body would now use in the course of the actions. We have a lot of people who experience symptoms of lethargy, tiredness, ache in the body. These are some of the signs of having nutritional deficiency. Causes body aches, which when people have, they quickly go and treat malaria. Causes lethargy, causes weakness, causes acne, tiredness, inflammation, general body inflammation. So when there's a test that I usually send people to do, which is ESR test, when people do this ESR test, most of the times what we now begin to find out is that, these persons have very high level of ESR. Now when the high levels of that means that the rate of there's inflammation or inflammatory response in the body, so these are some of the symptoms and some of the causes of inflammation, because your food is supposed to be your medicine, and your medicine is supposed to be your food. I'm going to list out examples of live food. Live foods are the food in their whole natural state, in the state by which they are supposed to be. So there are some food that you should heat, there are some food that you should cook, there are some food that you should not cook. And even when we talk about cooking, they should not be overcooked. Cooked in the right temperature, cooked in the right way. She's going to give us more about that. But I just want to list some examples of some dead food. Dead foods are food that have been processed. Your potato chips, your plantain chips, your canned beef, your canned fish, your peanut butter, your canned juice, your flavored juice, your sardine. Okay. You see, all these things are things that have they are dead. So your carbonated drinks, some of the supplements that we take, actually they are actually not they are dead. They don't have live enzymes in them. So these are things that's why it's always good that if you say you want to take a supplement that has bromelain, pineapple is a rich source of bromelain. Your body will use pineapple better than it will use a supplement of from the supplement that is said to give you the bromelain. It is always better you eat tomatoes, and use fresh tomatoes in your cooking than in your cooking, because canned tomatoes are under the categorization of dead food. So now a lot of our prescription drugs, they are chemicals. A lot of the things that we are taking, fresh foods have their normal nutrients and enzymes in them. So tell me, how do we've talked about dead food and live food. Now let's now talk about, and we have said that live food are food that have all of their nutrients in them. So how do nutrients get lost from food?
Okay, thank you so much. So nutrients get so much. One of the ways is eat, through eat,
Okay.
and through excessive eat, because the vitamins, most vitamins are water soluble. So the vitamins get lost.
No sound. Go on. Ewo. No sound. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and so it's the nature's nutrients. So when too much eats is when the food undergoes too much eats, it's the nature them. And another one is boiling. That's water.
Okay.
When food is immersed, for example, you are cooking a particular quantity of food, you shouldn't put too much water. For example, you want to cook boiled rice,
Okay.
you put a lot of water that is very full, and you remove the water, you remove the rice from the water, you put it on fire again, you heat it up. As you are doing that, a lot of nutrients are escaping. A lot of water soluble nutrients are escaping. So this is the best way to keep nutrients, unless it is a soup that is going to be drunk. For example, if I am making a vegetable soup, you can, if the vegetable remains in the water, and the water, you can later drink the water, you remove the vegetable, you eat it, you eat both the vegetable and the water, so your nutrient is still being kept.
Okay.
Another one is escape, hair.
Okay, so now let's take it point by point.
Okay.
You said that, so we're talking about, please let me know where you're joining from. We're talking about how people lose nutrients from their food. And you have said number one is what?
Through it.
Heat. And you said under the heat, you have talked about high heat, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you talked about, and then you said that we have most of the nutrients, most abundantly, are water soluble nutrients. And that means that from water, from the nutrients can easily be steeped out from water.
Yes.
The nutrients can easily be carried as through water.
Yes.
Now you have said that when people put food on the fire, for instance, you are boiling yam, you are boiling rice,
Yes.
you are boiling potato,
Yes.
you are boiling cocoyam,
Yes.
you are boiling, what are the tubers? Cassava. You are boiling beans. Then you put your beans is here in the pot. Your water happens because you are putting so much water. You need the food to be dry. What people do is that they have to drain, right?
Yes.
In the course of draining that food, what happens? They lose water soluble nutrients. What are the water soluble nutrients? Vitamin B, vitamin C, right?
Yes.
And vitamin B, vitamin C, they are very abundant and they are easily to lose.
Yes.
You see, so now you now throw it away, or you now have to cook it to dry. The food is cooked, you are waiting for the water to dry. So you are saying now that that is one of the ways by which the nutrient is lost.
Yes.
So what is the best way to add water to your food?
Okay. For example, I will use beans as an
Okay.
example. It's better to soak beans before cooking.
Okay.
For like, let's say 8 to 12 hours. It's much more advisable during the night time, because when we soak beans, the anti-nutrients, those things those ones that are not needed by the body,
Okay.
they are going to, by the time you soak them, they are going to, the water they will remove. So they won't, by the time you want to cook the next day, you just drain the water, you throw the water away. As I throw the water away, though little nutrients might have been lost, but you have already saved yourself from eating some anti-nutrient that the beans contains. So when you, after draining it and you now cook it, the time that it's going to stay on the fire will not be as much as the time that it will stay. It will have stayed if you have not, let's say you just wash your beans and you start cooking it immediately. It will take longer time compared to when you soak it overnight, then you drain the water, you throw the water away, and you cook it.
I don't agree with you that we should throw water away because we are trying to save nutrients now. So I would think that, okay, so yes, there are different school of thought, but then I know that recent studies also show that when you boil the beans, so they're actually not, when we say they are anti-nutrient, they are really not anti-nutrient per se. They are the coating of the preservative coating that beans has that helps it to stay for long, which when it is not, it's not soluble, that means it's not easy for the body to digest it. And so when it is not well, that is one of the reasons people have food disturbance when they eat beans, because of that. I'd like to make my lectures very easy and without calling plenty names. Now, so I will say that when you have soaked your beans overnight, one thing that will happen is that the beans will absorb all the water, right? Meaning that when the beans absorbs all the water, the skin, do you understand, is already, now it's now more soluble. At that point it's more soluble, which means that it's more absorbable. Nutrients from the beans is more absorbable to the body. Now when you add your little water to it and you just cook straight, you don't now have to spend so much water. But one thing that I want to say, for instance, if you are now cooking your food, I think we should be adding water as needed, instead of as against load the thing with all the water, and then you are now, when you finish loading the water, you are now waiting for it to dry. You cook your rice is cooked, but there is still plenty water, so you are caught between two things. Either you now drain the rice, or begin to cook. By so doing, you have lost quite a number of the vitamin B. You lose quite a number of them, you see. So those are one of the ways. So tell me, what else? What other ways? So we'll talk about heat, we'll talk about boiling, like the amount of water, right?
Yes.
Inside the food. So tell me what else?
Okay,
How do
another one is hair.
what else?
Okay,
How do
another one is hair.
air?
Yes.
Okay.
For example, while cooking, it's much more better to cover the pot
Okay.
because as those steams that are going out, that is evaporating, they are
Yes.
nutrients, because the vitamins, they are water, most of them are water soluble, so
Okay.
it will be escaping.
Okay.
So if the cover of the pot is left open, they will be escaping, and you just think that, oh, it's just normal thing that is going out, whereas all the nutrients, most of the nutrients are already escaping and going. So it's much better to cover while cooking. And for example, vegetable does not need any cooking. Anything someone wants
On the soup now, I thought they said that if you are cooking okra, you cover it, it will not draw.
yes, it will not draw. So it's
You cover it, it will not draw.
yes, it will not draw. So it's better someone can choose between pleasure and the nutrients.
Okay.
If you feel like you want to eat okra that want to draw very well, and okra is not even supposed to stay too long on the fire.
Have you seen when people are cooking okra soup, when they put the okra, they are turning, they put, after they put the okra, they put pepper, they put maggi, they put this one, they are turning the thing, they will taste it, they do again. So are you saying that okra should just enter fire and come out from fire?
No, not like that. It will stay at least 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Okra.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it should be added at the end of the
meal.
cooking. Yes, not in the middle, and you will not be adding some other things. No, it is when your food is already, you've tasted, it's already okay. Then you add the okra, then you mix and wait for some minutes, not too long. Then you put off then you mix and wait for some minutes, not too long. Then you put off
So the lot of nutrients, you can go check that out. And so it's very important that when you are eating the food like okra, you are eating your bitter leaf, you are eating your scent leaves, you are eating your vegetable, all your vegetables. Okay, so let me even talk about this thing that I see online. What is this thing that people will now carry, maybe like carrots or cabbage, you know? Those are vegetables that as the highest they should be doing is by the way, all those carrots that we used to put in our jollof rice, sure, you know that it's not for nutrients sake, it's actually as a spice.
aesthetic.
It's to make the rice look fine, you know. So we are very, very aware. I like to know what's happening on Facebook, that Facebook is streaming well. So So what about this thing that people do, What about this thing that people do, that when they do it, they will carry cabbage or beetroot or carrots or any of all these vegetables. They now grind it and they now be using it to make swallow. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, such kind of, we just call it a dead food already, because it is dead on arrival.
But why is it dead on arrival?
Because when vegetable that is not supposed to stay long on the fire, you now turn it
to swallow.
You are now even, and most of the people, they used to make it on the fire so that it will thick.
Yes.
That is just you are just feeling, that's just like a filler. All the nutrients in that kind of vegetables has been lost, because staying, and especially because of the timing and the heat. And most time people will prefer that the heat should be a bit, not the normal heat, so that it can, the higher the heat, the thicker the thing will become faster.
Yes.
So as they are turning it it is losing heat. Just like the way I said the first time when we started, that some foods they will fool you. That one is very certain. But just know that most of the nutrients,
they are gone.
Otilo.
Okay, so I saw recently a video that someone was doing, and the person put the person carry some vegetables, maybe like about 6 to 8 vegetables, put this vegetable inside pots, put hot water in the vegetable, and then boil this vegetable in quantity of water. And so the person now carry the vegetable that he has blanched, and not even, he didn't blanch it, he cooked it so that he could get enough water. Then the water of this vegetable, now put it on the fire, now put garri inside, now use it to make eba. I say, if I go and talk under this comment section and they will say my own is too much. They now made it now came out green eba, well wrapped, right? Put on the plate. Then this vegetable, he now put it inside pots. The person proceeded to start cooking vegetable soup that has. So in fact, that video was part of the reason I said I needed to bring a nutritionist, so that you people don't say my own is too much, because I'm really good now. Thank you. Joining from Abuja. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please let us know where you are watching from, and drop your comments if you are learning from what we are saying. Okay, so back to our topic of what we're talking about. Sound is coming and going out. Feedback. Is it stable now? Please drop a feedback under the video. Let me know. I'd like to know where you are watching from. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Time on the fire, it will become soggy or somehow. So you have to understand that firstly, you lose nutrients. Heat is one of the major factors, and the water content will also support it, and nutrients is losing. And the time and hair, there are some food that when hair, it comprises of a lot of gases.
Okay.
So when food are exposed, it's not only removing the nutrients. Okay. In the food. For example, let me give apple as an example. There are some fruits that you don't cut them when you don't have to eat them.
Okay.
Some people can say, I'm trying to save time, let me cut all this thing down, I will eat it in the morning, I will eat it in the afternoon. No. You cut the portion you are going to eat, so that the
oxidation doesn't take place.
Yes. So that kind of, the nutrients will be saved and they will be preserved. So,
and that's the problem of juicing. That is what juicing does. You need to understand that once you run your food, your fruits, your food into a blender, already the composition, do you understand, is already taking place. And the more it stays, the more oxidation takes place. Oxidation is the action of oxygen with the food molecule, and it's a chemical reaction that keeps going on and going on. And part of the things that this chemical does, that it begins to break down the enzymes in the food. The enzymes are breaking down. It's being broken down. And the more it is broken down, the more digestive process is taking place, and it's not yet. So that's why you can see that if you blend your watermelon or something, if you leave it and go and come back, something like pineapple, you will see that it will now form like a foam or something. Those are oxidative action. Those things you are seeing, they cause food nutrients to get lost. And so you find people who have a lot of not just vitamin, mineral deficiencies. These mineral deficiencies, they are eating, I eat a lot of vegetable, I eat a lot of nutrients, they are lacking selenium, I eat a lot of this, I eat a lot of, they are lacking zinc, I eat a lot of this, I eat a lot of that, they are lacking, they are lacking manganese, they are lacking. These nutrients are abundant in almost every food you eat. The ratio in some is lower than the other. So, and it's more than the other. But if you now finish cutting your food and you leave it there, what is happening? What happens is that oxidative activities begins to take place. The antioxidant, why are you taking all these things? Remember, we're talking about inflammatory actions. They go into the body. They provide they are antioxidants, so which help to reduce inflammation, stimulate healing in the body. Your food is the most important thing that you are going. If it does not matter the treatment you are doing, it does not matter what you are sick of, and doesn't matter the treatment and where the treatment is being done. If your food is wrong, you will not get a lot of results. That is why when people consult with me, you see that dietary guide is very important. And I find out that, okay, I will give you dietary guide. You go and finish cooking the whole thing. You just take it, for instance, your fruits. You now say you are doing fruit salad. You now cut it, arrange it. Whether you put it in the fridge, whether you put it on the counter, oxidation takes place. The only thing that stops it a bit is freezing. And once you freeze it and you bring it out of the freezer, the muscle, the tissues of the fruit are no longer the same. The process where you are going to allow it to thaw, you find out that it has lost composture, it has lost structure, it has also lost a lot of vitality. And so what are you doing? You are eating so well, spend so much money to buy expensive food, cook so much food, but the soak away is the richest part because manure. But you will better food, you will, like she said. But there will not be nutrients. And you will not get repairs that the body is supposed to give to you from eating those foods. One other thing that people overcook is egg. You talked about timing.
Yes.
Have you, when you cook your egg, what is it? If your yolk should turn black, oh Bob, the nutrients in the yolk, it's a goner. Your color of your yolk should be yellow. But now, you put egg in the fire for the next 10 minutes, you are still cooking egg that you should not cook more than 5, maximum 3 to 5 minutes. Why are you boiling you are cooking the egg so that bacteria, salmonella present in the egg can, die off. Because salmonella is one of the things. So the next time we're going to be talking about food poisoning, I'm going to be bringing on set my microbiologist. He's going to be on set because we're going to be discussing the activities of microorganisms on food, the good part and the bad part. And that will tell you why people have a lot of food poisoning. And when they're having food poisoning, they will be thinking that it is ulcer.
Another thing is storage.
Okay.
So
how food lose their nutrients through storage. Okay, yes. Tell us about that.
So food, they definitely lose their nutrients during storage, especially when maybe, for example, and most of the food that you abuse mostly is food that are in seasonal foods. So maybe you now find out that, let's say some vegetable, for example, you have them, they are in market in abundance, so you now get a whole lot because this thing, if I want to get it, it's like 5k. Now I'm seeing it for 1.5. So you now buy the 1.5, like almost what we eat for almost 1 month. You now buy them down that I'll be eating gradually. As you are storing it, they are losing nutrients. And longevity causes nutrient loss because the food is already exposed. It has already been brought out from it has been harvested. So there are some food that, especially vegetables, you don't preserve them for too long. Let's say carrots, for instance, and there are some things you will notice that this fruit is already losing nutrients when they are already like, let's say carrot is already withering. is already soft. Carrot that when let's say you want to scrape the body, as you're scraping it, it's already the main carrot is already coming out with it. It's not as strong as it should be.
Yes.
So that tells you that it's not that you are the thing, man. It will not even look presentable first, and also the nutrients in the carrot has already been lost. So storage also causes long storage causes nutrients to be lost, and one of the ways to preserve that and to avoid loss of nutrients during storage is immediately the product, just like Dr. said. She said immediately the product, you have already caused let's say you have already brought in the thing from markets. You don't, those produce, you don't leave them. You select the one you are using, and you immediately preserve those ones. And those ones in the freezer, you don't leave them for so long. Another thing is also storage, in the sense that let's say in your freezer is overload. You have so much food inside the freezer. Like there's no breathing air. So there are some fruits have different temperatures that they respond to. So there are some food that when they are not getting enough air, enough freezing that they require, they start going bad. You might not know, they might still be looking fresh, but inside they are going bad then, because there's no, the circulation of the freezing is not enough. So storing food, as important as it is that you have enough food in the house, which is okay. So make sure that the kind of electricity and your freezing temperature is at the right, and so that you can avoid, number one is food spoilage and also loss of nutrients.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very important when we're talking about storage of food. In fact, do you know that it is best in most of the hard fruits, I think berries usually survive well in cool free temperature. But one thing you will find out is that you can put a fruit like blueberry, strawberry, raspberry in the fridge. You have constant light and it will be growing fungus on it. So those fruits now, and then when you put them in the freezer and you bring them out of the freezer, what happens is that they begin to do what? They are already, the cells are already broken down. So rule of the thumb is buy as you need. So buy as you need. Don't store fruits of 2 weeks. 1 week is too much time safe. You understand? So buy, and then quite a number of fruits are best when they are left on the shelf. Something like carrots, like your pineapple, is best you keep it on the shelf. You see, if they are best, your apple, your kiwi, your mango, your pear, your tomatoes, those are vegetables. Now, if you look at your fridge compartment, the fridge compartment have different education on where you should put what. It's important that you pay attention. Another thing you need to look at is that most of the fruits that we have, especially, I can't say for other countries at the moment because I live in Nigeria, a lot of these fruits, a lot of the plantain, a lot of these things are ripened artificially. They do not allow them to ripen naturally on the tree. They buy them, product them half ripe, then put them, so some of them they use carbide to ripen it, some they use potash, different things they use. You need to pay attention to all of those are factors that you cannot control. So those factors you cannot control, you need to also be conscious of it. How do you store your food? Do you know that your tubers, when you leave your yam, like if you buy yam now, the more longer yam stays, the drier the yam becomes. It actually is very sweet. Dry yam is very sweet. No, old yam is sweet, but what is it? It is losing water. It's losing water.
It's shocking.
Do you understand? You see that it will be losing water. It will be losing water. So you need a lot of more water to boil and all of that. We are looking at the nutritional aspect of diet. We are not looking at the filler. Now, there's a difference between being belleful and having the nutrients. The more nutritious your food is, in the sense that the nutrient is preserved, the better health your family have. And I want you to know that God does not want us to be sick. It's God's desire for us to be well. That's why we need to make sure that the nutrients in our food is not lost. So we've talked about heat, we've talked about the timing of cooking, we've talked about the temperature, we talked about oxidization that takes place. Now we'll talk about storage. Do you have any other?
Light also.
Light, okay.
For example, there are some fruits that will be cut and be wrapped inside nylon, and they are placed under, or someone that is hawking, and those, as the light is hitting the nylon, most of the nutrients they are escaping, because the light is going to be extracting the nutrients. So you think you are drinking watermelon, for example, that the abuke has already put inside nylon for a very long time, or maybe it's just, let's say it's in an open market, and the produce are shade that are on the shade, and they wrap them with nylon, like you are just pick.
It sweats.
Yeah, exactly. So the sweat, that sweat is telling you that something is going on with that.
It's cooking.
Yes. So there is an escape of nutrients. So nutrients can also get lost through that process too.
And that's why you see nylon are not the best things to use to carry fruits, vegetables, and your this thing. It's better you are using a bag, a carrier bag. You know, these cloth bags, they are better. They are breathing bags. You know, air goes and comes in, than for you to be using nylon. And then you do not keep your fruits in the fridge or in the freezer with nylon. Do you see people who buy banana as that their banana that they have bought, so with the nylon they use plus the nylon to put the thing inside? That will cause premature ripening and very fast ripening, and also very fast loss of nutrients. Okay, so what other ways and nutrients?
Basically,
those are the key ways of losing nutrients. Okay, so how do we preserve nutrients in our diet? How do we preserve nutrients?
Okay, I think during the course of explaining how the nutrients loss, we're already saying it. So, for example, they avoid using too much water. So when you use the quantity of water,
so add water as you need as you're cooking.
Okay. Yes. So, and also the heat aspect. For example, I would also recommend that pressure cooker for in time of, maybe it is an emergency, you are not
to cook very fast. Okay.
Yes. So that's that, and also the exposure. And there's something about oil. There's what we call rancidity. That means that when there's hair, when hair escape inside the oil, it will make some nutrients to escape, and aside the nutrients escaping, it's also damage. It make the oil to spoil on time. That's why most oil that maybe you might think that I just opened this oil, maybe you left it open, and hair is already entering.
Okay, so like your groundnut oil, your palm oil, you must cover it properly. That's what you are saying. Yes, so it doesn't get rancid. I hope you are learning. I hope what we're saying is good. Please, can you check the YouTube to be sure that people are learning? Okay. So as we begin to gradually wrap up this program today, we're talking about how nutrients are lost from food, and we've also talked about how to preserve nutrients in the food that you eat. So with me here is nutritionist, very seasoned, and she knows what she's doing. Okay, so let me take some questions. I have a question. What if you buy fruits like carrots or berries and blend it into juice? Does it change the nutrients in them? Thank you very much for this very important question. Are we still live on YouTube? Yes, okay, all right. You are behind me. Please let me just, okay. If you buy fruits like carrots or berries and blend them into juice, once you start blending anything that you blend, yes, if you don't drink it immediately, for every 1 minute that you leave that your juice, oxidation is taking place, nutrients is being lost. That's just the truth. Chew your fruits than you drink it, unless you are having digestive problem meaning that you have a medical condition that cannot allow you, maybe you just finished doing surgery, you need to now be on liquid diet, and then to give you some nutrients, and even at that it is done immediately. But as you say, you are team juicing, you dry juice, you are drinking Jack, you are doing, oftentimes nutrients is going, you see. So does cooking with pressure pots reduce the nutrients in that food? Now it depends. Now we are cooking with pressure pots, that is high. You are using heat plus pressure to quickly change the molecule of the food to make it quickly done, right? Now, pressure cooker is fast, quick. Your nutrients, there's no way you cook that nutrients will not be, as you start cooking the food, nutrients are being lost. But we're talking about preserving it. So the key with pressure cooking is that when you finish cooking with your pressure, when you finish cooking, you have loose, you now have to now take it further again to the fire to take the cooking process further. Abi? Do you understand? So cooking with pressure cooker will not make you lose so much considering the time. Now, if you soak your beans, because the things you cook with pressure cooker are like your beans, you know, and then people boil cow tail and cow, all that. Yeah, the strong parts. So it depends on what you are cooking again. If what you are cooking is something that you require some long time to cook, a pressure cooker is faster, is better for you, because within a short time, and the thing with pressure cooker is that the heat, constant heat, the heat is, it's not, once the pot is, once the temperature, the pot is already cooking, you know that pressure cooker, the air they go, you know that small bulb that small place is also using some nutrients. So everything requires moderation. You understand? But one thing that I will say to you is that the water from your food, do not lose it. The water from your food, don't lose it. Because in it, that's where people who say they are boiling, they parboil rice, you know, they wash the rice and pour it away, that they are pouring starch. Please understand that rice is a carbohydrate, it's starch. If you like, wash it 3, 4, 5 times. You are not, you are losing. You are losing niacin, which is very important. We have B3, B12, you know, B6. Don't lose all these things and go and start. So people will cook and lose the nutrients and go and be buying the supplements for it. So it's very important that we please take note of all these things that we are saying, please. Very important. Please, I like to know that you are gaining value. Where are the questions? Have they run away? I'm not seeing the questions anymore. Okay, so yes, I hope I've answered your question. I hope you can hear me, please. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll start rounding off now. As we start rounding off this this live session today, can we begin to look at what is your what is the take home that you want people to take home from this live that we are in today?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Firstly, I will advise that when we are choosing food, we should have nutrients in mind aside the present feeling. Fine, it's good that you eat something that's food that contains carbohydrates, protein, because what I notice mostly is that people usually consider only that part of protein and carbohydrates. They'll be like, oh, let me eat plenty rice, let me just have one meat, at least that will serve as protein. Not considering this meat that I'm eating, or how is the process like? Is the protein part, because most food they contain both the carbohydrate protein in them. So when eating meat, maybe it's only the carbohydrate aspect of the meat that is left.
Wonderful. Okay, so say that again. Okay, yeah, that's true. I think we would still need to go into the classes of food at some other time. This is how nutrients are lost. Then maybe the next time we'll be talking about the different foods and the nutrients in them, right? Okay, as well as food poisoning, because I need people to understand that food poisoning is very important. Okay, so you're talking about meat. Very true. Your meat, your fish.
Yes.
You see, when you finish steaming your meat and your fish, that stock of the meat, what do you do with it? How do you allow the stock of the meat to go bad and you say you have to throw it away, or you got to manage it? Yeah, and by the way, sour food is one of the ways that poison, it's very strong poison. We're going to talk about food poisoning and how it damages the kidney. Very, 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 very. How food poisoning can, you know, because people are having renal cyst, kidney cyst, da 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 da. Food poisoning is one of the things. And that's also where people pick up hepatitis. I hope you know that there's hepatitis that come from infected food, infected water. We'll talk about that in another time. Don't want to deviate. But yes, your meat, your fish, is the protein still remaining inside according to her?
It's an additional carbohydrate.
Or it's still rice and
Rice and rice.
rice and rice. Okay. Okay.
So,
all right.
So, and why as we select our choice of food matters a lot. And also, so you have to, as I was saying, man, so you have to make sure that, and aside that, there are some people that prefer very dry meats.
Hey,
and they will
Tico, go on.
So
hey, Tico, very dry fish.
Yes.
You now remember the fish is dry. Tell me, nutrient don't go.
A whole lot. So
it is the filler that is remaining.
Yes. So when we are selecting food, we should make most.
Yeah, food nutrients are lost through drying. So when you finish buying your dry fish that is very dry, like aka your boroko, you now say you now add water, it will rise. If tissues will rise, the nutrients don't go. You know they rise anything. Kilishi, we can go on and on. And these are things that are available. So it means that your fish that you are buying, it should not be dry. Dry bones that have to rise again. It has to have, you know, semi.
Just moderately. So with that, you have preserved, you have eaten the nutrients you require, you already have it. And I said that maybe the rice that has been, let's take for example, maybe the rice has been, some people they can't eat food that is not, but the rice that is not, so they have removed a lot.
Do you know that a lot of the rice in Nigeria, the rice you are buying, on the bag it is written parboiled rice.
Yes.
You ought not to parboil your rice. If you are so concerned, soak your rice 2 hours before you cook it. Please stop parboiling your rice. That thing that you say you do second washing, don't be doing. So that takes you to the food you are buying outside. I went to book Abeokuta. I went to where they used to say Amala in Abuja. Because I just, by the way, if you missed the kidney conference, please, it's still very much available online. Go watch it and learn the things you need to learn. Somebody said they thought that their kidney is here. Your kidney is not here. They back. Plenty things that people thought that they knew that they didn't know about. That's just by the way. Anyway, that's how I went into the buka to buy amala. When I saw the ewedu was looking green, but I knew in my heart of hearts that, man, Rita, you are eating filler right now. Because the ewedu dey fire since 1977, just dey fire, dey heat, just they go on. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. All right. So, yeah. Thank you from Instagram, as if Instagram from YouTube. Thank you for your feedback. So your ewedu that you are eating, the canteen you are buying food from, it's very important that you know that the canteen you are buying food from, the food you are eating is not dead food.
Yes.
Right? So today we've been able to educate you on live and dead food, and we'll be able to educate you on the ways by which nutrients are lost and what to do about them. Please pay attention. You see, it's very important that you spend so much money to buy food, you spend so much money to and then this food you are cooking is what you cook for your children, you cook for your so yes, for family. When the food is not right. Now when I say right, it's not in terms of whether you are eating the right or wrong food. We are saying a food can be right and can be zero. It's just a filler. That's what we are saying today. So how much time does your food spend on the fire? Then let's now talk about your pots that you are using to cook. Please, I understand that pots are expensive. We need to begin to go back to the olden days. Start navigating, saving small to be moving towards clay pot. I'm telling you the truth. start moving from aluminium to clay, and in going to using clay pot, please, it's very important that you are using natural clay pot. Don't go and use clay pots that have chemical that will not give you more problem. You understand what I'm saying? So please, it's very important that you take note of all these things that we're talking. We are talking about how to care for yourself, how nutrients are lost, how to preserve nutrients in your food so that you don't lose nutrients from the food that you are eating. And we've talked about how nutrients are lost. I'm sure you have learned some things. So I've told you that your very dry fish, don't dry the nutrients. And that also comes to when people say they dry the ewedu, come and say we dry the ewedu, dry the vegetable, we dehydrate it. We do all these things because we want to ship it out. It is better it is fresh. It's better it is fresh. When you can get the fresh one, please spend money and get the fresh one. It's better it is fresh, because I will tell you, I am a herbalist. Yes, I'm a herbalist. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I deal with herbs. And one of the things that I come to understand is that the actives in the plant can easily be tampered with by heat. Heat tampers with it. You understand? So it's very important that you are very, what you are taking, what you are doing is very important, to be sure that you are not losing the nutrients in the food that you are eating. When you buy your foodstuffs, your perishables, please do not carry them in nylon bag. Thank you. Thank you. Bags. Carry them in breathing bags, like bags that have, I wish I had one I could show you. You know they are like cloth bag. Very, very important. It's best, you best use a cloth. You know those tote cloth bags? They are best to carry your vegetables, your fruits. Then when you carry your protein, then your protein and your vegetables should not be put in the same place. They should be kept separately. Please, very, very important to avoid cross-contamination. It's very, very important. You see, then avoid dry meats. Digestive problems. I've talked about stomach problem, gastritis versus ulcer. Just refresh back. Go back to this page. Wherever you're watching me from, just go back. You will find the video that I've done. You will learn quite a number of things from that video. It's very important that the food you eat, your body absorbs it. That the nutrients are still available. If your food cannot provide your body with the nutrients that your body requires, I'm telling you, there's no supplement that can do it. Because the bioavailability of food is higher. When I mean bioavailability, that means the ability for the body to extract, absorb, use, convert the nutrient is much more higher than any supplement that you take on earth. That's why your food is your medicine. And that's why no matter the condition you are treating, food. And that's why when people subscribe for my health combo, one of the things I always say is a food guide. A food guide. Yesterday I had to prepare spice for a patient who has some health issues. I had to tell them 100 grams of this, 100 grams of this, 100 grams of this, 100 grams of this. Let's make it together in the way we did it. The moisture of the herbs is still retained, and it has a time frame. And I told her, I said, this thing is going to last you for this period. If you keep it longer than that, is a filler. So the things that you are eating, the things that you are doing, is very important that you take note of all these things. So by the grace of God, next week we're going to be talking about nutrients in food. We will run through from vitamin A to vitamin Z. Vitamin A, sources of vitamin A, vitamin B, food sources. Do you understand? I'll just run through it for you. Now I want to encourage you. Subscribe for my Dr. Rita's Health Combo. When you subscribe for my health combo, you will get a consultation where I will talk to you. In the course of talking to you, I've found out that in the course of consulting people, before I even start giving you treatment, I already am seeing what you are doing that is called obstacles to cure. You need to identify the obstacle to cure so that you will really be well. Christmas is coming. one of the things that you can do for yourself is invest in your health. And from October 1st to December 1st, I am starting the Kidney Care Challenge. The Kidney Care Challenge is a 2-month weekly, every week for the next 2 months. I'm going to be, in fact, let me quickly, can you go to that page and share me and bring out the what we are doing week 1, week 2, week 3 on the for the kidney. No, go to the group, the health circle. So let me just briefly share what the program is like, the renal challenge is like. The first week we are doing the kidney cell care, which is the parenchymal cells care. Week 2 we are going to be introduced to low residue. If you did not participate in the kidney conference, you will not understand what is high residue, medium residue, low residue. Low residue foods are food that do not require so much effort for the kidneys to clear them. Then we have low potassium week 3, low protein week 4, medium residue week 5. Week 6 is a repeat of the parenchymal care. Week 7 is medium potassium, and week 8 is the hydrotherapy, which is water therapy week. This is not fasting, no. It's just that is going to provide you like a routine of what it is. So you can subscribe for the health combo. You can subscribe to be a part of this kidney challenge. The numbers are showing on the screen. You can just send a DM, send a message from whatever platform you are watching to be a part of it. But today we have talked to you about how nutrients are lost and how to preserve nutrients in the food. And I'm sure that you have learned quite a number of things from this our live show today. Thank you so much, our nutritionist, for this very interesting time. Next week we're going to be running through sources of vitamins from A to Z and how to get and where to get them from. Remember the kidney challenge. By this time next week, the kidney challenge would have started. Jump on board right now. You have only 2 kidneys. Care for it, right? Everybody's kidney is very important. You care for your own kidney. And in case your area of concern is not kidney, maybe you have fatty liver or any other concern that you have, subscribe for the health combo. The health combo has 2 months has 30 minutes consultation, has a food guide, with patience, with tolerance, with adjusting. If we give you food guide and you do not follow it, it's not our fault, right? But that is to increase the chances of getting results from the therapy that you are doing, to increase our success rate. And people who have followed, they have always come back with great testimonies. So thank you so much for logging in this evening. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next week as we talk about the sources of vitamins, and we may get into food poisoning, because the sources of vitamins just maybe like within 15 minutes we should have been done with that. I want us to talk about how foods get contaminated. You'll be surprised what contaminates your food. Very interesting. And I'm going to be bringing out a cue from the Library of Science in London. So, and by the way, if you are in London, I shall be seeing you in a few days' time. But anyway, thank you for logging in. Have a good evening. I'll see you next week. God bless you. Bye. Thank you. Okay. Are we done?